and the ancestors are looking out for us. God Hayes is exposing them, man.
Okay, you see that chair right there? See how big it is?
Yeah.
Now look at the Pope chair under it. Scroll down, look at the Pope chair under
Never have it been made so clear.
Young TV. Young.
We running the game right now.
Young TV.
Time to take over.
Young.
We the hottest in the game. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button. If you just not tuned in.
TV.
Share, like on your Instagram, Facebook.
Young TV.
If you tuned in, we broadcasting live from 2030, baby.
Young TV. Young.
Taking over the game, baby. Oh yeah.
Young TV.
Hit that like.
Young TV.
Get them likes up in the air, you heard me?
Young TV.
Ride by. Hotel Islam.
Young TV.
Assalamu alaikum. Flown lesson. Peace be
Young
unto you.
TV.
Hit that like.
Hey, who up with us? It's about to get to turn 12 o'clock. We got the West Coast still up with us. We got London about to get up 6 a.m. Shout out London. Well, what we came on today to talk to you about is the Protected Planet Treaty and the Pleiadean light law. Because we heard Rod mention it on the last tape. And we've been telling people about the Pleiadean light law for a long time. That's my first time ever hearing it called Pleiadian light lock, because the people who did the lock, they not Pleiadians. Well, in a way, they can be classified as Pleiadians, but they really are the bird race of blue. They call the blue avians. And what happens is with the Pleiadian light lock is that, little do you know, and I got a tape coming out on this called the Dark Space Program. I got a book on it too in the garage. I showed people the book on my book collection tape, right? But the Dark Space Program with Adolf Hitler and the Vril, we just put out a tape about the Vril Society and the Vril. Well, we got the one coming out about the Vril Society, but we put the one out about the Vril extraterrestrials, the lizards, on the video side just about an hour ago. It's lit. It took me like 2 days of 22 days up stop doing this at the computer to get that out for you today, so we could be on something else tomorrow. Because we got something else coming out tomorrow that's gonna be hotter than that, right? But that's hot. That's like the hottest tape you're gonna find on the Vril lizards. It got everything in there about the Vril, even stuff that other people didn't probably know about them and their origin and everything. Because Donald Marshall, he didn't know where they come from, but thanks to Dr. Malachi York and the Holy Tablets, we able to put this information out for you. Free Dr. Malachi York. What else? Yeah, so what happens is this Dark Space Program with Hitler was on the moon in 1929, right? Hitler and them was working with these real reptilian lizard guys, and they working with Ashtar Command. Now, like I say, also a hybrid host race came too, the Aldebaran hybrids. We got tapes on that too, and we also got tapes on that when these beings first came, they took black avatars. They in the Bible, it goes it hides the fact of that heck they possessed Ham and went behind his eyeballs because they tell you he looked they give you they give you a parable like kind of like secret code where they say that he used his eyes to look at his father in a funny way. So that ties in with these beings going possessing people behind the eyeballs. It ties right in right there. And then his seed being cursed and creating this hybrid, the Canaanites, this hybrid race of Nubians to possess. Even if you go back and look at King Tut's, uh, the statue or sculpture they got of him, they got the one eye was one eye looked lazy. Go back and look at all the Bushes, George W. Bush, his that Prescott Bush. Go look at all the Prescotts because that's who they really are, and you'll see that they got that one eye. Whereas the left eye was even going back to ancient Kemet, we talked about the eye of Ra and the eye of Haru, dealing with the pineal gland too, right? Because these beings connect, they connect and send frequencies to your pineal gland once they get behind the eyeball. But these beings were working with Hitler and the Third Reichs. And now you understand why Elon Musk get up and do his Third Reich symbol because he got one of these things behind his eyeball. We got pictures of him with his eye with the black eye joint, right? The black eye. All of them get the black eye joint right after, right? But these guys were going off to other worlds, especially in our solar system, like. They couldn't get on Venus because Venus had already had a Pleiadean lock on it, but they was able to get over to Mars and to Jupiter. And when they got over to Jupiter, they started sending bombs to explode in the atmosphere. And the beings that live on Jupiter, galactic words, were really when they start exploding these bombs sent off when you explode a nuclear bomb, it sent off a signature in the galactics that these high rank beings that guard the galaxy can pick up on. And that rang off alarms when they was going over to Jupiter. And then they went to the nearest closest star systems, like the majors, like Centauri, like the ones that's four light years, between 4 and 5 light years away. They start venturing out to these because this planets with life on them outside of your solar system that's real close, that's got humans living on it. They was taken there. But what happens is they was doing all this stuff, and so they got caught. And then so in order to keep them from getting off the planet again, they put the Pleiadean light lock on the planet. And it's really these orbs, but not the big. These same guys control the big orbs you see that's going around doing all of the scanning, right? The ones that the military said that we don't none of the ones you see floating with no kind of proportion. I mean propellers or anything like that, no kind of rocket type propel type crafts. They just floating with it look like anti-gravity. Some of them balls are controlled by these same beings who put the Pleiadean light lock on, and they got little smaller balls they put out around the planet like a net to keep people from getting out. That's why now when they shoot their rockets, they just bend, right? Because it got the block on, right? And it's a 7-layer. It's like a rainbow. It creates like a rainbow, which Earth already had, but it intensifies the firmament where it's pretty much they can't get out. They locked in. And the people that stuck that was on other planets doing their missions using the stargates. They shut all the stargate. These same guys, they shut all the stargates down because your government, little do you know, was using the stargate down at the Cheyenne complex in Colorado. They made a whole series about it called Stargate, but that really was going on. And as part of CIA operations, they sent the transcripts to Hollywood so they can make a movie, make a little thing out of it. So it's people like me come out talking about it. They say, oh yeah, well, you got that from Stargate, or you got that from Star Trek or Star Wars. All these movies are created with real characters that they got pictures of, or have got sketches of, and etc. Now, I know people might be coming on there, might be saying about the dang, how many extraterrestrial races is it? Because what's the difference between the real, the Dragon reptilians, the Aldebaran reptilians? Because that's another species from the real. The real are really from Cyrus, and they went to Aldebaran, hooked up with these Dragon reptilians, who are the overlords over the Aldebaran reptilians, right? So it's like according to what Doc said in the Holy Tablets, it was about at that time 18 races of reptilians, and of the bad ones that we were fighting against. It's more than 18 races, but it was 18 races that we were dealing with, that in connection with Earth, and 2 or 3 of them will live on Earth, like like a particular reptilians, that the ones that the Lacerta chick come from, they live down there too. They different from the Syrians. The Syrians look more like anaconda looking. They look more anaconda, like snake anaconda looking. While the other ones, some of them mixed with they look like more humanoid looking. Like, but these beings, they look humanoid looking though, like they got the like arms and legs and things, and walk bipedal, like walk upright, but they look like uh like I say, like anacondas with legs. And I thought about it when I thought about these beings. I thought about the serpent in the garden that was cursed to slide on his belly. So they took the arms and legs off of anaconda and made him swim around. I mean, made him slide around in the dust, and he'd be cursed to be bruised by the children of Eve, right? If you will read that, right, that part, right? But uh, but if you look at these beings, they look like the beings before that whatever genetical curse happened to them, where they had to crawl around. They look like they got they anacondas with arms, but they dress in capes like Dracula. The high ranking ones got capes on like Dracula, and they got hoods on them. And when you look at that picture of the real society, that's actually reptilians actually standing in a circle with hoods on. Some people report when they go out in the desert. A couple Christians went on an expedition in the desert, like in Arizona somewhere, New Mexico, and they was walking and saw a group of these beings, and they was all doing this ritual in the middle of the desert. And when they seen them, they had to be about maybe like a half a mile away or so, and or maybe closer, maybe like a quarter of a mile away. And they say saw say, oh, and they thought in their mind, like, what is this? What's going on? One of the beings looked at them, and they saw they had a reptilian face, right? And then they took off running, and he said when they took off running, within seconds, after they turned around and ran, that one of the beings was standing in front of the reptilians. These ones I'm telling you about, these real, right? So they can move real extremely fast, according to what some people say. Uh, yeah. So, but they legally claim that they got rights to the planet, and they do, but not until the protected planet treaty is up. Now, let me explain. So they are really original descendants of the Earth, the original reptilians that were here, that walked upright, these Naga beings. But they planet got hit by one of the satellites that got trapped in Nubaru's force field, right? Nubaru got they say they were, I think it was an attack, but Nubaru knocked and pretty much destroyed Meldick. Meldick launched 4 fighter ships, which got trapped in Nubaru force field. Nubaru came around, swinging around, and they crashed down into Tiamat, to make a long story short. But these Naga beings were living here, so some of them had to survive, some of them didn't, because it was like the worst thing that ever happened to Tiamat. And some of them got abducted out of here while they were remodeling the planet and took to Cyrus. over time of generations and evolutions, and over different under different stars and different environments on different planets, different species evolved. This became your nomos. Now, I don't know if it was a war. I'm still putting it together. Why would Nubaru come by and drain a whole sun down, Cyrus B. So Nubaru passed by Cyrus B and drained a whole sun because Nubaru got more than one option of power source to power. Is like they got magnetism, they got they can use certain gases to convert them to fuel. They also got another. It's like some fusion. It's a whole bunch of different methods they got of power in Nubaru. Solar is the main one though, because they got all the solar panels on the outside of it. But they came by, and I'm thinking there was some kind of form of war because maybe they was beefing with these guys. I don't know for sure on that part, but they drained these guys' son, Cyrus B. Dust. Then dust. Some of the groups followed the planet Nubaru, which is they call it the Planet X, which is really a mothership that's 63,000 and like they got like 809 or 900 and some change in diameter, like 8 times bigger than Earth. They followed apart. Some of the nomos followed the ship here and came to Earth, like Harton in the ground unit for Astral Command. Then some other group said, "What the heck, man? What the heck? It just wiped out our whole half of our race because of this planet, this draining our sun." So some of them escaped and took sides with the Reptilians, which were arch enemies to the Anunnakis. Like the real took sides with the Reptilians because they felt like, hey, these Anunnakis are suckers. They blew our sun out. And then eventually it happened to them again in Aldebarans. That's what lead them here. So in a way, they feel like they got rights to the planet and they got rights to be here, and they feel like they ain't breaking galactical law in a way. So they really ain't breaking galactical law by being here, but they breaking galactical law by doing interference. And they was hoping that they didn't get caught, right? So they was using hybrids, jumping in the drones. They still got a whole bunch of them, but a lot of them is getting took out. A lot of them getting took out now because of these the real people that they didn't came here. They here now, and they been putting judgments on the planet. So a lot of these drones and a lot of these worm things that went behind the eye, right? Because they show you like a kind of like a synopsis of it in the movie Matrix when they capture Neo and they put that thing on his chest and then they turn it on and it sucked that they wrote that it's like a virus or some kind of bug, electric bug out of his chest. Well, it's the same thing. When it's these people that track them down and hunt them because they being hunted. They're real being hunted by another society. And I ain't gonna get too much into that part. I got matter of fact, I'm gonna do it when they tell me I can do it. But I got a tape I'm working on about it. Right? These you might refer to them as vampire hunters. That's I say that part. You refer to them as vampire hunters, and then a name for them. They go back one of the old names. One of the fractions that's hunting them was Knights of Templar. The Knights of Templar was hunting these guys for the church. The good fraction of them. The bad fraction was actually working with them to hide them and protect them, right? But then it's another group that work, and that's a secret private group that ain't connected with nobody. They just an organization that go all the way back to another name for them is the Magi's. The Magi's is what they used to be called too when they was hunting these beings. But it's another group of beings that's independent. That's a group that go back to old times, to old tribes in America that connect with the Hopis and the Dogon peoples and all these people that knew about these people and wrote stories about them, and they hunt them and they know how to kill them. They behead them. They behead these beings. Now, usually they don't get up with the high echelon of them because they don't ever come to the surface. They don't really like to be seen. They really don't want to be seen because they could be. They don't want to get. They they torn the line on breaking galactic law. See, by interference. So what happened? It happens is now it's like something that was interesting today. Kids a trip, man. I asked Hakeem. I said, man, when I was putting that real tape together, I said to Hakeem, I say, I asked him what type of extraterrestrials will be slimy, creepy, and freaky, right? Slimy, creepy, and freaky, right? That's what I asked him. And he said, you know what he said? He said, man, an extraterrestrial like that sound like a roach race. A roach. So this nigga said, man. This nigga said like it said. He said that it sounded like that they could be a roach extraterrestrial race. That's ones that'll be slimy, creepy, and freaky. And I had to high five on that. That was a good response at 4 years old. Yeah. That's funny, right? That was crazy what our kids think, right? Smart. But like I said, these beings, due to the Protected Planet Treaty, they weren't even supposed to be here. They would not be. They could be here due to they had rights, original rights to the planet, connected back to the Nagas that used to walk upright. But they couldn't interfere with human civilizations, and they have. And now the Galactic Council have came and see what's going on, and now that's why all the running and hiding is going on. Why you starting to see a lot of the people that you've seen on the news and in the public, as far as political go, you don't see them same faces no more. All them faces being replaced and being eliminated because they were parasites robbing the government. Even going to the crown in England, we got to tape out on that about how these same guys took over and invaded the crown and got rid of the Moors. Right? So so the Pleiadean light lock, like I said, since it went up in 2019. It might have been up before then, but I know they had it fully on blast in 2019. It might have been 2009 when they put it up. But what it does is it keep these beings, any being that was here that wasn't supposed to be here, they can't get out. So it's like putting a net. They can't get out without being approved by the having some kind of pass by these Pleiadean bird beings who control the lock, right? So they running and hiding, and only way they can run and hide is back underground. So you'll notice they talking about underground, going underground, this and that. You're gonna notice that, right? These ones that got locked, trapped here, they gonna go down there, but these beings gonna hunt them. These beings gonna come here. They got technology that can hunt them, and a long time ago, before Earth was on the Protected Planet Treaty, there used to be beings that used to come here and hunt prehistoric animals. They call you call them, and they made a movie about them called Predator. Right? They made a movie about them called Predator, and they used to come here and hunt dinosaurs, and just for fun, right? For sport, just like some of these guys go hunt elk just to put their head on the wall, deer, certain bucks with certain points on their head, 12, 15 points, special type of deer, buck. They want to hang him on the wall, hang his head on the wall. Where it was certain extraterrestrial races that came from the Andromedan star constellation. Because like I was telling people a long time ago, the Andromedans is joining on with us. Milky Wave and the Andromedans is about to join on together. So you talking about 4 billion stars being added onto our galaxy, and probably like about 300 billion. I mean, they talking about 4 trillion. You talking about 4 Andromedans. You talking about 4 trillion stars being added on to our 300 and some billion stars. So they got the it's a treaty being set up with that too going on in the Andromedan star system, because it's got an Andromedan star system. Then you got the Andromedan galaxy, which is probably like about, I think it's about 2 to 6 billion light years from us, right? But the Andromedan galaxy is the Andromedans star system, which is a galaxy within itself as well. Um, it's like a station where these beings are coming together to make these different treaties with the galaxies coming together. So, but what I'm getting at is the protected planet treaty was set up to keep these type of beings from coming in and invading. Although they did a pretty good job, but these beings had a way in due to the contracts they had prior to what it gives them natural rights to the planet, especially for the mineral rights underground. These guys, these real people. And you can look and me, like I say, they pick me for a reason because I don't look at I look at everything in more than one way. So in some way, you can look at the real as, hey man, the Anunnaki blew up their star, destroyed their home. They tried to go off and live another spot. That spot got destroyed. So now it's like if you kill somebody, take somebody's kids out, how you think they gonna feel? And then they wait thousands to millions of years to want to get you back, and then finally they get a chance when they come back to Earth, and if they on one of the planets on their deeds, and they see that the humans are here. Now, one thing that a news allowed me to see is that eventually, some kind of way, these reals are going to realize that, hey, not only are the humans the Anunnaki's children, they are our children too. So we're all in this one big family. Like Anu told me, there's no number but one. So they are family. They are family. They just hurt. They hurt from all of the pain and torment that they went through from their stars being destroyed by the Anunnakis. So who the real bad guys here? Seem like the Anunnakis destroying guys' stuff and then pat them on the back and make them refugees and say, "Oh yeah, well you can stay here. We'll let you stay here for a little. You just hang out here while we try to repair what happened." And sometimes they do come through. The Anunnakis do come through and fix what they messed up better. You know what I'm saying? Like and if you look, how you can tell that a lot of the stars in our galaxy are brand new stars close to us, besides like Betelgeuse and Orion, right? And then some of the Centaurian stars are old. But our sun is older than some of the stars in the Pleiades in this galaxy and some of the stars in Orion because they blue stars. Blue and white stars are new stars. Our star is a yellow-orange star. That means that it's in its middle age of life, while blue stars are babies. And then a red star like Betelgeuse is a sun that's about to get ready to die out. That's why and then Aldebaran is a red star, a sun that's about to get ready to die out, just like Sirius B is a sun that's getting ready, well, it's already burnt out, right? That's why they came known as Ash Star Command. Ash Star Command. Right? Remember, Elijah Muhammad said every 50,000 years you would see a red and a blue star. He's talking about Sirius A and Sirius B. But there's another star there too, a black star called Sirius C that burned. That was it's the oldest star in that galaxy that's burned out. I'm telling you, man. So they left their planet, and like I say, it was the real. They wouldn't call that then. They were Syrians, but several species had to leave that galaxy and go to other places. Just like when Riggs and the Anunnakis home planet, and like I say, that word Anunnaki, I gotta make a distinction because there's more than one type of species of Anunnaki. There was a whole bunch of species working with that group as a group. It actually was just an action that they did, or command or contract for mining contract that they set up with the head leader of the Anunnakis, whose name was Anu. And so you get Anunnaki. Ki is one of the names for Earth, one of the tones for Earth. So you get Anunnaki, those who Anu sent to Ki to retrieve the gold, right? Which was a contract, a galactical deal that the new made with the beings, the Draconian reptilians that was already here, which connect with these real people. So you got the real, you got the Dragonians, you got the Pleiadean reptilians, you got the Nagas. The Naga species are a whole nother species. You got the Balchinians, you got Ashtar Command, which is Harton them, the ground unit. They look similar to the real society people, and that's how you see that. That's how you will see the Ashtar Command connection. Ashtar Command connected with the real because they really the same species, really. But the real broke off and started working with working with the Dragonians, and then one side, the other side, which is Harton them, they stayed neutral. And at one point, when they came to Earth, they even helped the humans fight against the Anunnakis and fight against other races that were trying to parasite out the humans. And then once they got them off, they then turned on the humans. Yeah, that's how these guys are. They tricky. So those real, they tricky. They really not benevolent beings. They really neutral beings. And like I say, was what they doing to us, they doing it out of hurt because of what happened to they star. It's like a payback. And so in a way you can look at it, they being painted out to be bad guys because they got a parasitic nature, but and how they survive. But really they really came here because they got their planet, they got their stuff blew up. Now it could be a part of warfare, because the Anunnakis tell us all these stories as if it was all accidents. They say them killing 1/3 of Neptune's population because due to a magnetic storm for almost crashing into the planet was by mistake. They say crashing into Meldeck completely exploding it, and the only people that survived were the people that got with a warrior clan that got on ships. They said that was an accident. And then they say once the four winds came around and smashed into Tiamat and pretty much split it into half, they said that was an accident. And then they passed by Cyrus B, drained the sun, drained the star completely, and pretty much almost wipe out their whole star holocaust, and wipe out their whole galaxy if certain high-ranking officials didn't step in as higher than the Anunnakis to stop it would have probably blew up our whole galaxy. These guys. So who the heck are the Anunnakis? Really, is what you need to be asking. And then who the real bad guys here? That's what I'm telling you. And it's because they did all this, and then they say it's all accidents, and people suffering, and they try to get their get back because they revenge, saying, "Hey man, you got to do. We don't feel good about what you did to us. We don't like even the Dragonian reptilians here. The Anunnaki start using nuclear style weapons and blowing up and polluting their planet. It pretty much caused their planet to go into a dust storm cycle, where it was covered with dust for thousands of years, if not millions, to cause the dinosaurs and other before that. You know what I'm saying? It's like these people are the people that's doing all the stuff, but then they saying it's all good, it's cool. And then when people respond, it's like you walk down the street and you just find a random guy and you slap the shit out of him, right? Slap his teeth out of his mouth, right? For no reason at all. And then but he respond by pulling out his 357 and sending you to heaven. Can you get mad at that guy? Can you get mad at that guy? Or he respond by trying to do the same to you. Can you get mad at them people for trying to do something like that? So in the end, like Anu said, everybody gonna probably get a clean slate because all the Anunnakis need to be the number one guy's finger for all the stuff that's happening, man. I'm telling you, man. Half the time. Yeah, so but like I say, but even though that, we still look at these guys because of how they move as a parasitic race. And like I say, that Pleiadean light lock is put onto the planet to keep people from getting in and getting out. And that's why now they since 2019, anytime they try to shoot a rocket up, these extraterrestrials come in and shoot it down. Anytime they try to test the nuclear weapon, they can't test no more nuclear weapons. They was testing them out of space and blowing holes in the ozone layer because that's part of these. The real was part of it, right? Making it blowing these holes. Oh, because they did the same thing with the Draconians, right? The Draconians is really part of that. They did the same thing on Riz, where they started blowing holes in the ozone layer using these depletion bombs. Yeah, so that, like I said, the light lock is to keep trap the bad extraterrestrials who was here breaking galactic law, and they can't get out. And the ones who trying to get in, all the people that was from here that tried to get back in, that left here that wasn't supposed to leave, they can't get back in to Earth. And so, and this been up for a while. It's been up for like I know at least, like I said, they might have put it up in 2009, and when Nubaru came, when Nubaru was getting close, I remember when Nubaru was getting close, that's when they put it up. And then when they got up, that's when they start. When like recently, you start seeing all these drones and probes. That some of them are great balls of fire. They advanced technology. I got a tape on that too. They come down from Nubaru. And what they're doing is just scanning different places for these beings. A lot of the places already been destroyed. A lot of the underground facilities already been destroyed. That these beings, it's a war going on right now, like right under your feet as we speak, with the U.S. military, Russia, coming the good ones, and then the Anunnakis, who are actually blowing up these beings' bases on the ground, the ones that they got that ain't down with the real deal, right? That ain't doing the right thing. And so that's why these random earthquakes and random volcanoes, random real earth patterns being happening. It's because they blow. It's a war going on the ground and up in the sky, right? You can't really see. Sometimes people get it on tape. I got some videos of the Anunnakis and crabs fighting against the reptilian crabs. I got I showed some of the tapes in some of my UFO videos. So it's a war going on right now to rid these guys, and they can't get out or they can't get in. Nobody can get in to help them. So the only option was to burrow and ground deeper and hide out and and try to wait till these people come down and pretty much capture them or destroy them. And the way these guys roll, these real and the other Dragonians, all the beings that were here uninvited or here breaking galactic law, they not a match for these guys because they outnumbered so many to one. It's so many different species working on this one project. They got so much different technology that it's impossible to fight against them because the order came down from the High Council. Once the High Council give an order on you, it's no way around it. It's like that it is what it is. It's the final say. It says spiritual warfare. Somebody said spiritual warfare underground in the sky and Anarchy's aircrafts versus reptilians. Yeah, that's what it is right there. That's exactly what's going on. And it's been going on for the last couple of years, but it's really happening. If you go outside right now and you focus, and you'll see ships getting blew up and everything right now outside. If you go outside and look real good, it's a war going on right up there right now, right outside of the dome. They fighting. I went outside. I was sitting outside probably like about 2 hours ago, and I looked up and I saw a craft get hit by some kind of. It looked like a ball. It looked like some kind of advanced fire laser, and it hit the craft. Boom, and the craft just exploded into like a firecracker. Whatever that type of technology was, it made that craft explode like a firecracker, like pow, like a bang, like a flash. So whatever type of technology them guys using to fight them other guys, they ain't no match for this type of technology. I might come back and show you a couple of them videos where some of the craft fighting up there. I had a dream about it a long time ago. Another part of that dream was that because I remember I think we getting close on this part of the dream. In the dream, Russia and China had got together and started a sky battle, a sky battle against the U.S. They were the U.S. had their planes up fighting against Russia and China. It's like they was getting double teamed, but U.S. was hanging in there and whooping them. But then the extraterrestrials stepped in with their craft, and it was over with for both of them. Extraterrestrials stepped in, and their craft was moving around them like a flies on a piece of crap, laying on like a piece of dog crap laying on the ground. Says, do you answer Cash App? Oh yeah, I answer Cash App. My Cash App is let me drop that in the chat for you. If you want to show the young girl some love, man. That's my Cash App right there. Yeah, but what I was gonna say, yeah, so the Pleiadean light lock will be on to 2030. And the second part of that is that at 2030 we'll have a 13-year grace period to 2043. And then the final so this the final deal, the final conclusion they came with. The original owners of the planet, which is Dragon Reptilians, they benevolent though. They live in the center of the earth in a higher dimensions, higher realms, right? I now talk about them in the tapes that I put out, right? The final deal is they don't want to sign no more contracts with no off-world beings because most of the off-world beings they did contracts with were disagreeable and caused Earth to go into a lot of phases that it didn't have to go through. So they don't want to do these beings don't want to do no more contracts. So the order was everybody got to go home. Everybody that's not from Earth originally got to go home. Now that also made it complicated because a lot of people that's here got earthborn genetics because of the crossbreedings with all the crossbreedings. But the ones that's the extraterrestrials, the star seeds, the light beings who came here as light gas particles to come here for school, all of y'all are gonna go home. And not just so that 2030 pickup for the Anunnaki children is just for the Anunnaki children. And it's several different races included in that. But then it's other races as well that ain't included in the Anunnaki Council. They got their children here for school. And they here to pick up their children. So if you go out and look up at the sky right now, it's thousands of ships up there. If you can tune your frequency to enough, you'll see them. And all of them are different, y'all different parents from different star systems here to pick up their children to get y'all out of here because anybody left here that ain't part of the higher frequency, the new earth frequency, they're gonna be trapped in this the old frequency, and they become they become food or whatever. They become they the ones left for the picking, easy pickings in that dimension. Because you're gonna belong whoever wants to vote to stay down with the reptilians in a dimension, they're gonna be voted as food source. They go through the same cycle because they the rightful owners to the planet. And like I say, most of us got reptilian in us. And so a lot of us gonna get a lot of y'all gonna if you got Earth DNA, you're gonna get a chance to make a decision. Do you want to stay on Earth or do you want to go back to your original galaxy? A lot of people are going to vote to go back to their original galaxy. Some people are going to vote to stay here and go through certain other upgrades because it's more than one school here. We in one school now, but schools on the inside. It's a school inside of your planet, and it's libraries inside of your planet. That's some of the some state of the art universal libraries, meaning that it's galactical information, like for about different things around the galaxy in this library in Shambhala, right? And it's down under the Argon Ocean. It's the Argon Ocean is the biggest ocean on your planet, but it's on the inside, and but it connects to Antarctica. Admiral Byrd wrote about it in his diaries, and the dude Billy Woodricks talk about it because he said he from Center Earth. He actually is a frugal lord. Him and his sister got sent to the surface. They put a movie out about it called Escape from Witch Mountain. Right? Yeah, it's a crystal library. That's right. Doesn't it's a crystal library that is more advanced. It's like when you read one of those crystals, you put it onto this platform, and the platform will give you a hologramic 3D image of what you're reading off the crystal. And it actually say like you want to go back into a time frame of what happened, it'll play a whole like a movie, like a 3D movie of whatever you reading off the crystal. Right. So that's advanced technology. And so that's why different extraterrestrials from different galaxies come here and go to the center of the earth and go down to the schools in the center of the temples in the center of the earth and do all their research, right? But some of them getting shot down because the government now got technology to shoot them down, the direct energy weapons and the disrupt gravity weapons that they got, because a lot of them fly off of gravity and electricity. And so when they coming in, they get shot down by the government, and the government take their craft and try to figure out how it works, right? We got so many extraterrestrial tapes coming out because we see that they like the algorithm, like the extraterrestrial tapes for this month. So and then the ancestors came to me and said they ready for more extraterrestrial tapes. So now I'm gonna start introducing more races, a lot of the other races, especially some of the black races, and then some of the more benevolent races that's working with us, like the Andrometans, and it's like two races of Andrometans that's working with us, the blue skin ones, and then I already put the bird race. I got so many races. We got like 200 tapes in a different extraterrestrial tape playlist. But then in the Galactic Family of Life playlist, we got over almost 800. We going to 800 and some tapes, I think. Or we getting like 700 and some tapes in the game on different, just all galactical extraterrestrial information, just in it, right? So you need to if you're new to the channel, hit that like, hit that subscribe button, as always, right? As always, that like button, and then you'll see, and then go to this playlist, and you'll see all of those classes on there, right? But like I said, the Pleiadean light lock is put up by the blue avian bird race of beings, and I've been said this a long time ago about and I think I got a video out on it where I show a diagram of how they did it, how they put all these balls up, like a net around, and another they did it right after. I'm gonna tell you when they did it. Okay, so in 1943, the government, through another extraterrestrial being that came with the Valiant Thor group. His name was Nicholas Tesla, right? And he actually was a dark brown skin Aldebaran. That one of these guys that came from Venus. They were refugees in Venus and came to Earth and was helping the Earthlings speed up their technology, right? So Nicholas Tesla was one of them. He was responsible. A lot of the Venerians were coming here during that time, during Tartarian civilization, because it wasn't like they doing now, what they ain't telling you about them. So a lot of them were coming here and sharing technology and exchanging technology with us, right? We was giving them technology and they was giving us technology, right? And a lot of them, like a lot of them come here, and some of the Inhumans worship them, and then they would set up religions for them after they leave, just like Master Farad Muhammad, just like Joseph Smith, who set up the Mormons. He was a Venerian. Joseph Smith was a Venerian. Master Farad Muhammad was a Venerian. They were the same as Nicholas Tesla. That's why Master Fard Muhammad was so smart, spoke so many languages. Dr. Malachi York is an extraterrestrial. That's why he spake so many languages. Name somebody else that speak that many languages. 19 languages, right? 26. Translate all the Quran and the Bible. Like, that's an extraterrestrial. It's not no normal person. Come on, man. Anybody with any kind of sense that can see that. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad was an extraterrestrial because in his time when he was talking, when nobody talking, he was talking about how much the planet way back then in 40s and 30s. They wasn't, the scientists didn't even know that. He was talking about how much the planet was away, how much far Pluto was away. They didn't even know that. They had telescopes in there. Now, Elijah Muhammad didn't even have a telescope. How he know it? And then next thing you know, 10, 15 years later, they figured, oh, this dude named the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, all those mathematical sequences he was giving about the planets and all this, he was like right and exact. How did he know it? Right? And then they say Master Fard Muhammad just all of a sudden disappeared. Just like they say Elvis all of a sudden disappeared. Just like they say it's all of them, like Marilyn Monroe. They were Marilyn Monroe, it was a Venerian. I think her real name was Emma Jean or something like that, right? And then Kennedy them are descendants of the Aldebarans. The Aldebarans and Venerians connect. The Aldebaran Venerians, because they, like I said, they were refugees who came to Venus. Right? It says, was Michael Jackson extraterrestrial? Yeah, Michael Jackson was an extraterrestrial. He was a part of these beings. Well, I can't really say he. He was extraterrestrial. Okay, so he had several different species of extraterrestrial in him, though. But I'll give you one race. One race that he had in him was called the Anunnaki. They were part Anunnaki, part Greys, and they are part Riskian hybrids. They were Riskian hybrids. Big head dudes with receding hairlines. Yaku was mixed with them. So from a group of beings called the Afar, they mix. These Denakals came up and mixed with these Afar people that supposedly said it was an ancient Kemet in Africa, but we have reason to believe they was over here on the Mississippi River as well at the same time, right? As the old Mississippians, right? But those Afar people, Michael Jackson come from the Jacksons and the Williams and the Yorks and the Tates and the Millers, and there's a whole bunch of names on that list that they come out of these people called the Afar people, and some people refer to them as the tribe of Dan, the Danakal, right? And so they would make Michael Jackson have extraterrestrial genes coming, being that he was part of the Afar people. That's why it's a statue in Egypt that looked just like Michael Jackson. It's a statue of a Afar prince, right? So all those people, those total poles that we had on the land wasn't just for show. When Tahuti showed you zoo types, when Tahuti showed you his zoo types, those just wasn't for show. Those were traits or genetics in our DNA that shows on display in our what's the word I'm looking for? How we move and how our personality. Our personality have these animal traits. And because they in our DNA, it was 22 different races, or 23 actually, used to make our DNA. With the 22, with the 23rd being the Anunnaki, and the final upgrade, they say, to take us into Homo sapiens. But what else I want to tell you before I get out of here, because I don't want to be up too late talking loud while everybody sleep. What I was gonna say. Yeah, so just sit back and relax, and all we gotta do is use our mind power to rid the planet. We've been doing it. We've been using our mind power to rid these beings. That's my cash app right there on the screen for the people that was asking. Yeah, we've been using our mind power to rid these beings. So many people now want these beings to leave, and so that's why they got to leave now. That's a part of it too. But like you say, the bigger part is that it's this planet is up for judgment. The whole solar system is up for judgment. They actually got a Pleiadean lock, not just on Earth. It's on the whole solar system. The whole solar system is being quarantined because some of these beings have went to Mars and went to Jupiter, like I was telling you, because they're trying to make it back, like Doc said, to Europa and to Saturn and then to Titan, which is their original planet on which is a moon to Saturn. Some of them, I got another tape coming out because it's a part of the dark space program where Hitler and them, when the American government, because they faked the first moon landing, but eventually they got up to the moon, and when they got to the moon, they actually got shot at by another race of a race of beings that was already there. That looked dark skinned. This what they said. This what Neil Armstrong and them said, that they got shot at by it was when they got there to land. It was a crowd hovering, watching them land. And then when they finally landed and got the rover, the moon truck out, started driving it, they said that these beings shot some kind of sound weapon at they space car and then knocked off the panels off of it. And as a warning shot. They said they packed the hell up, got the hell out of there. And they said, look, they said that the dark side of the moon looked just like Earth. It got water. It's been terraformed. They don't want to tell us the dark side of the moon already been terraformed, and that it got atmosphere. And so they be lying that all them how the ones that's fake is when you see them jumping around like they ain't got no gravity, because that's the fake ones right there. These people walking around with no suit on the moon. On the dark side of the moon, they walking around. When you get to the moon, they put you in this machine. They calibrate your anatomy of your body to where you can breathe, because it's thin air, but it's enough to breathe once you get it calibrated. And it takes about 2 to 3 days. They had to do this on Mars too when they go to Mars. But you can walk around with no suit on the moon, and people might think I'm crazy. These people that they say that live there, we know who they are. They are the original Lumerians who came, who actually they look like Hindus, but their hair more thick. Their hair ain't straight like Hindus. It's more curly, woolly looking. They look just like Hindus, dark-skinned Hindus. And they live on a dark side of the moon, and they live in the center of the moon. I'm telling you, man. And they know this. It means that means the strongest of them, because he was the one when Doc handed off the baton, it was a whole bunch of people around. Some of people grabbed it, but they didn't make it they dropped it, or they didn't make it that far. But Doc knew that Sananda, when he grabbed it, he's gonna keep running. He's gonna run with it because he's the strongest of them. He's the strongest out of the 24. And he was also the youngest. His brother is Metratun, which is the Metratun is the 11th elder. Who and these elders, they incarnate in different times in this cycle, and have different titles and different names. It says if you want Doc gives the it says Phil. Yeah, you being calibrated here on Earth. That's happening now. Me and Rod just did a tape on that called "The Earth and the Schumann Frequency Raised to a Crown from heart chakra to crown chakra." So you're gonna have certain heart, chest pains, nerve pains, certain type. You feeling that type of pain? It's because your body's being recalibrated to fit to the new frequency. It's a high. See, look, if you notice, frequency kill parasites. I don't know if y'all know this, but you can kill parasites with certain frequencies. Now, the demons and devils, they use radiation to try to do it, right? But radiation is poison. But it's another type of gas, other types of gas that's poison, like argon, but it can be used at a certain frequency that will eliminate these parasites. And so, but so instead of you having to do us do it technology wise, Earth is naturally doing it. It's naturally cleaning it. Earth. What you finna witness now, the storms and all the hurricanes, all that. You witnessing Earth purifying her water because they polluted the water. You witnessing Earth with all the rainstorms. It's Earth washing the ground, washing the toxins out the ground. So Earth is going through a cleansing phase. And if you're not up to speed, it's gonna cleanse your ass off the planet and extinct you. Everybody that's not clean, like a clean, like clean as far as like mentally, consciously wise, every species that's not clean and consciously wise that's gonna be on her vibration on the earth, they gonna be eliminated. Whether it's by storms, by natural causes, etc. Man, but on that note, man, we about to get up out of here, bro. Hey, shout out that boy. Hey, shout out all my baby kids. Shout out that boy James Jones Bay, man. Sweet James Jones, man. Sweet James Jones Bay, man. Islam, more. Hey, Islam to my Moors, man. I see all my baby kids. Everybody get up out of here, man. We're gonna be back. This right here tape finna roll you into the real movie I just put out. Stated that if you stay on, it's gonna roll you into that movie. Peace, love, free Malakazi.
Never have it been made so clear.